I'm Farideh. We're here in the Munchies Test Kitchen for the cooking show. Oh, cue applause. Everyone, we have a live studio audience as always with Virginia and Amanda. So today we are making Boston cream donuts. What we're gonna do is make the dough. What you need is a stand mixer. So we are going to heat up this evaporated milk. We're just heating it up to a gentle 115 degrees or so, and it's just about there. I've got some sugar here, just plain old white sugar. Maybe it's like a half a cup or so. We're adding in our yeast, 2 packets of active dry yeast. Add the evaporated milk, gently fluffer it up. We're activating the yeast. There we go. And we wait. Wait for it to rise. And now we wait. Anyways, I'm gonna separate these eggs because we need 3 egg yolks in this recipe and then 1 whole egg. And you're gonna save these whites because if you're like me, you can make scrambled egg whites. And I made the best scrambled egg whites ever this morning. I put in a lot of cheese. Oh, fuck. It's fine because it didn't break, but that literally was the dumbest thing I've ever done. Into that bowl it goes. What an idiot. What an egg. I'm an egg. We're using bread flour in this. We got a little bit of salt in there, some vanilla. I'll just add that into there. So the yeast has risen. The yeaster rabbit. Good one, Peter. Good one. He has risen. Get it?
Yes.
We're gonna add everything on in. We got 4 cups of bread flour. We're gonna add the butter right in, and the eggs, the vanilla, and the yolks. So it looks good. So see how it's just started climbing up the hook? We're gonna knead it by hand just for like a minute. I'm gonna add just a little bit of bench flour here. So I'm just gonna lightly knead it. I don't wanna over knead it right now, but I do wanna add a little bit of flour into it just because it is so sticky. See already, just that little bit of flour. Look at that, nice and smooth, supple. People say when it's elastic and the dough springs back lightly when it's touched. Watch, see how it springs? Okay. We're gonna put this somewhere to rise for about a warm place, about an hour and a half, okay? While that's happening, we can make the custard. I think the hardest part of developing this recipe was getting the custard right. So I added in a lot more milk to it, just got a little bit looser, a little bit creamier and everything. So we've got sugar in this guy. We've got some cornstarch. I think it's about a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. You're separating like 7 yolks. So you're gonna have 7 whites at the end of this recipe. Save them. You don't have to just like scramble them up, make egg whites. Egg whites freeze really well, so you can save them, make meringues, make pavlova. I'm just gonna whisk this together. It's gonna be a little bit lumpy and stuff right here. That is totally fine. Now I've got to add my milk, whole milk we're using. I'm gonna turn it on like medium, and you're just gonna whisk this continuously to avoid any lumps. The idea is that the cornstarch is gonna thicken this up really nicely. And this one is 2 1/4 cup milk, so it's a little bit thinner and nicer. It's gonna be silkier when it is inside the donut. I don't know how they do get the custard for like at the chains. I got one of those and like I was like trying to like see, like to do a comparison. Theirs is it's different. It's like, it's fake. This is real, okay? So our milk is all added. We're just gonna wait and stir constantly until it gets thickened. It happens pretty fast. I'm doing it over medium, high. This is what we mean when we say thick. Turning the heat off, I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla, and I'm gonna add a few tablespoons of unsalted butter. They're gonna melt right in. And then this has to be cooled down completely. So this is why it's good to make this right after you make the dough, because by the time you make your donuts and you fry your donuts, and this is already made, it'll be cooled down enough to fill the inside. There's a reason why we do things the way we do them in the order we do them. That is looking good. I'm gonna strain it. Do as little at a time. And it goes through the strainer really easily. Then we're gonna put Glad wrap directly on the surface. You don't get any of that custard skin. It's in there. But first, we're gonna have a BLT break. Best sandwich in the world. You're not gonna use this, I bet, but I'm gonna eat my sandwich. It's a good sandwich. Look at our dough. This has been about an hour, hour and a half until it's doubled in size like this. Wow, this is so beautiful. Oh my God. Oh, oof. So let me get a little bit of flour. We're just gonna roll this into about a 12 to 14 inch circle. So just kind of being a little bit gentle, lightly floured. Just take your rolling pin. Come here, Peter. Come here, touch my dough.
Ooh.
Right? It feels good, right?
It is nice.
Virginia, you want to touch my dough?
It's nice. Yeah, it's really good.
God, it feels good. Got our nice smooth dough here, about a 14 inch circle, half an inch thick. I'm gonna cut out 3 inch circles. You can do them any size you want. Just notice you're kind of going down and twisting slightly, but you don't want to like twist it around too much. And you can kind of pull them out as you go too. Gently put them on a parchment paper lined baking sheet. So I'm getting about 14 donuts out of this. Now these get covered with cling film and they're gonna sit for about 30 minutes. They just need to rise one last time and then they'll be good to fry. Our oil is to temp, 350 degrees. Our donuts have risen. You can see they're nice and fluffier. It's been about half an hour or so, sometimes faster if you're in a very hot place. We're gonna fry these. The cool thing about Boston cream donuts is that they were based off of the Boston cream pie. Not a pie, actually a cake. It was invented at the Parker House Hotel in Boston by an Armenian French chef. And the Boston cream donuts became the donuts of the state in around 2003. Don't quote me on that one, but that's what I think it was. I love Boston cream donuts. They're just good. They're like, some people like jelly-filled donuts. I hate jelly-filled donuts. Okay, these are gonna flip over, get a nice golden color. So about 2 to 3 minutes. Now you're gonna see that there's gonna be like kind of like a line around them from where they flip over. That's okay, that's like totally standard practice. So these are pretty much almost done. So again, even like as they bake, it's puffing up so much. So it's risen once for like an hour, twice right here, and now it's like puffing up more and rising even more. They're just so beautiful. These might be the best donuts I've ever made right here. If you ever get in trouble with the cops, that's how you win them over. It's a recipe, okay? Here we are. We're gonna let these cool completely. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna fill them with our custard. Our donuts are fried, our custard is ready. We can now fill our donuts. And then we're gonna make the glaze and glaze our donuts. Custard is gonna go into the piping bag. You could use a Ziploc bag or something, but if you don't have one of these are really great to have though, also. So to fill it, we're just going to open up like that. And if you have a quart container, use one of these. You can probably get a lot of takeout in it. Okay. Perfect. I'm just gonna set the bottom, maybe like a half an inch big. Okay. Now the trick to filling your donuts is having a skewer. We're gonna go right in here, just like that. Then we're gonna wiggle it in there, making a little cavity, a little entryway. I'm gonna do it to all the donuts. Just like this, wiggle it on in, ta-da. Just like this, wiggle on in, ta-da. Just like this, wiggle on in, ta-da. Wiggle it on in, ta-da. Wiggle it on in, 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 ta-da. Take our tip and stick it in. Just the tip, and you're gonna squeeze. You can feel it filling up, and then it comes right up to the edge. And that's it, it's full. So stick your tip in, this is literal sex. Never thought about that until just now, just like that. This is literally cream pie. This actually is what you're fucking doing. I can't wait for the commenters. Ay. This is like NSFW. Is this what actual food porn is? There we go. Our donuts are filled, and now we're gonna make our glaze and just glaze our donuts, and we're basically done. Look how easy that was. What we're gonna need to do for this guy is just create a double boiler. So I'm just filling this up with a little bit of water, putting a glass bowl over it. We are going to make our glaze. So glaze is really easy. It's a bit of chocolate. I think I use semi-sweet. Teeny bit of salt, just because salt brings out the flavor of the chocolate a little bit more. About a 1/4 cup of milk in here, a little bit of butter, some vanilla. This is once this all melts. We'll add the confectionery sugar in, mix it until it's smooth. The reason why we're doing this in a double boiler is just because there's butter and the chocolate in there. I don't want the chocolate to burn on the bottom. And also, I'm gonna keep the glaze warm while I dip in here. So now we're gonna add in our confectioner's sugar. It's gonna be the perfect texture for a glaze. It's time to glaze our donuts. Let's get glazy. That was a bad joke. I'm just gonna like pick the nicer side, and then just dip it in the glaze. You can see some of it squirting out a little bit. That's fine. Just gonna kind of wiggle it in there. Whoop. Right on out. Perfect. Boston cream donuts.
Where are the sprinkles?
We don't do sprinkles, okay? Now the ultimate question is, breakfast or dessert? This is a breakfast food, for sure. Okay, not dessert, Peter. Not dessert. I have chocolate for breakfast quite a lot. I'm gonna eat one now. Which one am I gonna eat? This one. A lot of cream in there. A lot of glaze. I love that the glaze, it kind of crackles on top. So creamy, chocolatey, good. Get the recipe. Click the link in the description below. Make them, enjoy them, eat them. Have fun with your life. You're gonna like it.